welcome to One Word a Day. I'm Sophie, your pilot into the universe of Chinese. We're going to continue our flight into the deep of this amazing language. Yesterday, we talked about a 三教九流, which is 3 main religion teachings and 9 main streams of living or walks of life. But I mean, there are further classifications. We have 上九流, so the top 9 way of life, the middle, and then bottom. So that's 27 further classification of people's way of living. Yeah, I guess Chinese are very good at classifications back then. Today we have 三心二意. Okay, we have number 3 and number 2, which makes a lot of sense, right? When you see them together, when you know exactly how Chinese as a culture attach these numbers. So the top line is the sky, the bottom line is the earth, and if you add the middle line, that's human. And that's how things are positioned, just like that, right? We have 三心二意, we have 心 and 意 here, sharing the symbol of this 意, which is a visual representation of the heart. So I view it as a chamber of the heart, and then 3 tubes coming out of it. So that's our organ. And just like in English, heart organ was associated with cognitive or emotional processing of human beings. So when you say 3 heart, well, we're going to go further in that. But when you say somebody have their heart in it or something like that, that means their focus, their intention, their attention. So heart. We have 意 that comes with the heart at the bottom, but something else in there. Okay, there's something else. That means, okay, let's unpack, take a step back. It looks pretty complicated, right? But okay, we have a very commonly used symbol, which is this kind of box shape that's in here, this box, and with up tilted corner. So it's like a smiley face. That's our mouth symbol. So we use mouth symbol oftentimes related to something of the speaking function. Okay, then on top of it, there is this upward going horizontal line and the vertical line. So it basically forms a cross over there, right? And that to me, it means almost like the cross in shooting, right? You target, you aim something like there. So that's our kind of pointer to draw your attention. So something related to the mouth, and probably it's something inside of the mouth too. So this curve, upward tilted curve, is the tip of the tongue. So you don't see the full tongue image, right? Like that's not visible to a viewer. So you only point, okay, it's something in your mouth, and you see the tip of it. So this portion, this tip of the tongue with this targeting, this zoom in symbol, and then have this mouth, that 3 pieces, vertically stacked together means the tongue. The tongue. Yeah, I should say the tongue. Okay. And then the top 2 lines, one longer line and one short line. You see, this is not our number 2. Our number 2 space out, heaven and earth far apart, right? But these 2 are stick up really close together. So it has nothing to do with the number 2 here. It means the sound bite going out of your mouth, your tongue, and the energy or the sound, the volume is diminishing in like spatially or over time, it's diminishing. So you have the first bar, first sound pretty loud, and then the next one is significantly shorter, right? So that's that symbol, the tongue plus the sound bites from the tongue means speaking. There we have the organ, the mouth and the tongue to make the sound, right? And we have the results coming out of it, the sound bites. So that's our symbol of speaking, something coming out of your mouth. And then we have this horizontal line within the mouth. Okay, we talked a while ago about this horizontal line, because if it's in a box and horizontal line touching each end of it, it's our sun symbol. That means the energy coming from this sphere. But if I have the mouth symbol with the two ends not touching each other, that means it's something within it. It's not the same entity. It's not connected to the whole. It's separatable, right? It's something you're holding in your mouth. And this holding something in your mouth was used as some in a character of sweetness, because what you would rather hold in your mouth for a longer time, it's something sweet. It's like a treat, a snack, or something ancient people appreciate and like to hold in their mouth. So that holding in the mouth in turn becomes the sweet symbol. So if you get rid of this pointer, this cross, and this tip of the tongue and the two sound bites on top of it, if you get rid of the whole top structure, just a mouth symbol with something in the middle floating, right? So it's detachable, it's not connected to the whole thing. So if you have it written in that form, it's our symbol for sweetness. Okay, so if we put back everything together, we have speaking and sweetness in there. Literal translation will be sweet talk, right? But we hear the symbol on the top of it, it means singing or music making. So it's the sound making from your mouth. It's still something, sound bites coming from your mouth, but it's sweet to hear. It's nice to hear. So it's singing. It's the specialized sound making, specialized speaking. It's singing. Okay. So we have something singing in there. And then we have the heart symbol at the bottom. So it means you have your intention hold within, right? But when you sing it out loud, make it into a music, that's your announced intention. So in ancient times, we have this heart, that's your inner intention. You may or may not share with other people, but if you have this sound, like this singing added to the heart symbol, that means you do make your intention known. But still, this singing, it doesn't mean you verbalize your intention, because a lot of times Chinese are indirect as well. We don't tell our thoughts directly. We kind of hint at it. And you, as the audience or the friend or family, have to kind of guess. And so if you live in that culture long enough, you can, successfully decode what's the intention there, the non-verbalized form of intention, right? Like a girl send a message to a boy, you need to kind of read it correctly. It doesn't mean yes or no, right? You kind of need to interpret it correctly. So that's our intention. It doesn't mean verbalized. It means expressed somehow, most likely through body language, through facial expressions, through behavior, not through speaking or sound bites. So we have, three hearts, three inner intentions, right? Your mental activities inside you. And then we have two sort of hinted intentions, not necessarily like speaking it aloud, right? So we can regard both this as intentions, like where your mind is set to do, but we have a 3 and 2 over there. So how to interpret that? That means somebody is uncommitted to something or someone. You could view it as for a relationship, a man is not committed to it. It's kind of flirting, but it's not committed. It's not fully in. Or you can regard it as a task. You want to do something, but you have second thoughts. You get yourself out again, and then you hesitate to come back to the same situation. You do want to start it over, but then the other day you quit again. So this depicts you want to do it, but then you quit. So you want to do it 3 times, you quit 2 times. That kind of 三心二意. And I use this sunflower symbol to try to capture like this uncertainty of somebody trying to do something. They cannot decide, and they have to pluck the petals from this poor flower until the end of it to see if it's a yes or no. They have to be told by some external, nothing, non-relevant things to this. So instead of making their decision, make up their own minds, they have to rely on this external device. And that's the kind of 三心二意 we talked about. It's uncommitted. Cash into the currency of thinking by one word a day with Sophie. See you another